Have you ever noticed how some people, the moment they climb even a single step up the social ladder, start looking at everyone else as if they are just background noise? But today I want to tell you a story about a woman who thought her money made her untouchable, and a humble mechanic who proved to her that some things cannot be bought, even if you throw $10,000 at them. Chloe believed that weakness was a crime. She built her career by stepping over anyone who stood in her way. To her, people were divided into two categories: winners like herself and the help, the people who cleaned her office, drove her cabs, and fixed her luxury life. Today was the biggest day of her life. She was driving to the state capitol to sign a contract that would make her one of the youngest vice presidents in the industry. She felt invincible. But 100 miles away from the city, in the middle of a deserted pine forest, her car's dashboard suddenly flashed red. The engine sputtered, and thick white smoke began to pour from under the hood. The expensive machine died. Chloe was trapped. She called roadside assistance, but they told her it would take at least 4 hours. She was going to miss the meeting. She was going to lose everything. Let's stop here for a moment. What happens to a person when their safety net of money suddenly vanishes? When you are used to solving every problem with a credit card, being stuck on an empty road with a broken car feels like the end of the world. Chloe didn't feel helpless. She felt furious. She felt that the universe was disrespecting her status. People like Chloe often forget that no matter how high your office is, you still breathe the same air, and you are still dependent on the simple, honest labor of ordinary people. And sometimes, the universe sends us a breakdown just to force us to look at the people we usually choose to ignore. Have you ever met someone who treats service workers like they are subhuman? It's a terrifying look into a hollow soul, isn't it? She didn't see a human being in front of her. She saw an old man in a dirty uniform, and to her, that meant he was a failure. She thought money could bend reality. She thought $10,000 could buy a miracle on a deserted highway. Arthur didn't flinch. He looked down at the money lying in the wet dirt, the cash that could have paid his rent for months. Then he looked up at Chloe, and in that look, there was no anger. There was only a devastating, crushing pity. He realized that this wealthy, beautiful woman was completely spiritually bankrupt. He didn't say a single word. He carefully closed the hood of her car, wiped his grease-stained hands with a rag, walked back to his truck, and left her alone in the falling darkness. As the cold began to seep through the windows of her luxury car, Chloe's anger turned into terror. And then she found the keys Arthur had accidentally left behind. Attached to them was a small, scratched silver angel. Chloe's heart stopped beating. Her breath caught in her throat. She knew that angel. She had an exact copy of it in her childhood memory box. 15 years ago, Chloe wasn't a powerful executive. She was a sick, helpless orphan girl in a public hospital, dying of a heart defect. She had no family, no money, and no hope. But the quiet mechanic who lived next door, a man named Arthur, refused to let her die. He loved her parents, and he promised them he would look after her. Arthur sold his entire workshop, his tools, and his own house to pay for Chloe's life-saving surgery. He became homeless so that she could have a future. He gave her everything, asking for nothing in return, and then quietly disappeared from her life so she wouldn't feel burdened by a debt of gratitude. Can you imagine the horror Chloe felt in that moment? The man she had just insulted, the man she called a poor loser, the man whose face she threw money at, was the only reason she was alive. to wear her expensive clothes and drive her fast car. Every single breath she took was paid for by his sacrifice. He had broken his own life to build hers. And how did she repay him? With the ultimate act of corporate arrogance. This is the mirror the universe sometimes holds up to us. It forces us to realize that the people we think are beneath us are often the very giants whose shoulders we are standing on.
She didn't care about the meeting. She didn't care about the vice president title or her $1 million contract. It all became completely worthless junk in a matter of seconds. She ran through the dark, muddy road, crying out his name. When she found his small workshop, she didn't walk in like a boss. She collapsed to the floor at his feet. The powerful, untouchable Chloe was gone. In her place was that little 7-year-old sick girl, begging her father figure for forgiveness. "I'm sorry, Father. I didn't know it was you. Please forgive me," she sobbed, holding the silver angel. Arthur didn't hold a grudge. True kings don't need to prove their power. He set his tea down, reached down with his rough, calloused hands, and lifted her up. He hugged her, ruined her expensive designer coat with grease and oil. But for the first time in 15 years, Chloe felt completely warm. She was finally safe. Chloe missed her meeting that day, and she didn't get the promotion. But she gained something infinitely more valuable. She found her lost humanity. She quit her cold corporate job, sold her luxury sports car, and used the money to build Arthur the biggest, most advanced automotive repair center in the state. And she sat right there next to him, managing the books, proud to be the daughter of a simple mechanic. My beautiful friends, let this story be a gentle reminder for all of us. Never look down on someone unless you are helping them up. You never know whose sacrifice paid for the ground you are standing on today. If this story touched your soul, please hit the subscribe button, leave a like, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message today. Let's do something beautiful in the comments. Write a message of appreciation for someone who helped you when you had nothing. Let's remind the world that love and gratitude can never be bought. Take care of your heart. Remember who helped you climb. And I will see you in the next moment.